Start the intro, bro.
Start the intro, bro.
Ghetto.
Oh, all right.
All right, y'all already know what it is. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Random Guy Kevin. This is the other random guy. We talk about many things dealing with love, dating, relationships, and adulting, life's ups and downs in the ever-evolving world of just being a human. Don't forget to check me out on all your favorite social media platforms at Random Guy Kev and my website at randomguykev.com. Today's topic is something about. Damn, what the fuck did I say?
About your ex.
No, hell no, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
No, this is not it. This is not it. That's the topic. This is not it. And
what?
This is not it.
Oh, this is not it.
And my co-hosts for this episode are...
Hey, y'all. This is KeKe, the curling guy. If you've heard me before, you might have heard the patty mayonnaise, but we're adulting now, so we're using names.
Let me explain.
The curling guy.
Hey, it's Nell. IG all original _529.
Original.
Is it original? It should be original.
It is original.
Oh wow.
Oh, you fancy.
I thought it was original.
No, it's definitely original. _
Wow, that's crazy.
That's
I
crazy.
didn't realize that.
Me either.
I really didn't realize that.
I'm
You
so
guys are
Haitian.
so-
I just thought it was original.
I thought it was regular.
It's original.
Wow, I love that for you.
529.
You are so intelligent for a long time because that's been your name.
Child.
Yeah.
I like
So this is not it. What is your not it moment? Let me explain this. So your not it moment is something where you decided, like, you just made the executive decision, like, all right, I'm done. This right here isn't it. I realized I have a couple things where
Not it.
yeah, this is not it. That's not it. I have a couple things where it wasn't. This is not it for me, and I will talk on my corporate side and my personal side. The corporate side being when my background is IT technology, so if I'm specialist in specific field that I'm in, and when somebody comes in and tries to tell me how to do something, I tell them, yo, this is no, straight up. That's not how you do it. That's not how we're going to do it. And that's not it. And, I tell them straight up, I don't bite my tongue, and you should never bite your tongue in your career space.
That's not true. Don't take that advice. You will be fired.
It depends. No. It really depends. It really depends.
Who, child?
It really depends how your corporate speak is on not biting your tongue.
What your brand is as well.
Yes. So my focus is mobile technology. So
Also depends how petty your supervisor is.
Yeah.
Not right now.
So my focus is mobile technology. So if somebody comes into the mobile space telling me, hey, Kevin, this is not how we're supposed to secure these devices, XYZ, I ask why. I always ask why we shouldn't do it this way. Express to me why we should do it your way instead of the way that we've been doing it. And if it's not it, I tell you, hey, this isn't it because this is why this way isn't secure and why I'm the specialist for this and you're not. In a nice way. In a nice way. When it comes to personal things, say you're dating somebody or that something just isn't it. Yeah, this doesn't fall right into the...
There's less explanation.
Yeah, it's so much less explanation. We're dating and you know my behavior, you know who I am, you know I am straightforward, and I will tell you, hey, this isn't it. This is not my vibe. I'm not about it. I love big crowds up to a point, and then I don't. This isn't it for me. This isn't the crowd for me. And I keep it pushing. And I tell you, that no, this isn't it. I like to be straightforward with my this isn't it moments.
Do you think that, and you both can answer this question, when it comes to like gender roles, like man versus women, who comes to the not it moments quicker, but who expresses the not it moment quicker?
Females always.
You think females express it quicker?
Yes.
I feel like men express it quicker.
I feel like a man will feel like it's not it, but not say it.
I feel like women do that.
I mean, we hold on to it for a little bit, and then be like, when gets to that point where we're like, all right, this not nah.
Because
nah,
when
I'm sorry.
if we're like doing it in like our terms, right? It's red flags, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a woman will be like, oh, red flag. Only one red flag is not bad. 2, oh, that's better than the last one I had. 3, okay, well,
Oh,
I can still.
God.
I
Shit,
feel like
that's a
men will
lot.
be like,
Jesus.
this is not it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Men, I feel like this is not it quicker. Oh, let me say this.
But they may
in
not verbalize it.
general, because I also do know men who know this is not it, but will take you along for the ride until they
terrible.
find their next.
That's terrible.
But I feel like women won't be finding their next, but they'll be feeding into like, oh, I can change the part that's not it for me.
Oh, child, please.
That's a lot.
You know what I
Just
mean? Like, I feel like
ladies.
men will be like, oh, this is not it, but until I
That's a
find my
lot.
next, I'm okay writing this out.
No.
Ladies, you
I
cannot
hate
change
that.
a man that does not want to be changed.
Word.
But-
Like,
Disclaimer.
you can't change anybody that don't want to be
but
changed.
women just naturally in their mind feel like, oh, he wants to be
I do
changed.
not.
No, fuck no.
Okay, I'm talking
My
about
thing,
in general, not
no.
you.
I
So
do not.
my thing is, I tell people straight up, like, what they're getting into. Hey, listen,
Oh, I can change.
I'm a lot.
him.
I'm very direct, and I don't give a fuck. Like, if you don't like it,
we know.
if you don't like it, it is what it is. But I'm gonna keep doing me because it makes me happy. But it's just one of those things where it's just like I just hate when people try to change me. Like, no, this is not it. I'm sorry, this is not it. You can't change me. You want me to be you think you can change me into being this person you want me to be, but I won't be that person because this is me right here. And this is all you'll get. I mean, certain times I'll compromise. Other times,
Compromise is different, but you trying to make somebody conform into who you want them to be or mold someone into who you feel like they should be is totally different.
it's nuts. It sounds crazy.
And also, I feel like most of my "this is not it" moments has very little to do with me, and more so like whatever the person is showing me. Like, nah, I'm not into that. Like, no, I'm not gonna be able to deal with that. No, that's gonna piss me off, or that's gonna annoy me. I'm not gonna be able to withstand the test of time when it comes to that behavior, and all of those things. But I feel like on a career aspect, most of my "this is not it" moments comes from people trying me. When it's in regards to relationship, I feel like when I'm saying this is not it, it's me telling you like there's something about you that I know is not going to sit well with my spirit. When it comes to work, I feel like this is not it, is you're trying me and I'm letting you know that's not how you want to approach the situation.
Okay.
Because my background is healthcare, and I feel like in healthcare, especially in like skilled nursing facilities, so dealing with like nursing homes and long-term care facilities and all of those things, there's absolutely, I mean, I'm sure with everything there's absolutely a totem pole, there's absolutely like a hierarchy and all of those things. And so when you're entering that hierarchy and you're figuring out who are the key players, who calls the shots, who doesn't, like who looks like they have a title but they're really just a puppet, some of the times they're like, oh yeah, you have to do this. I'm like, no, I do not, and I will not do that.
Fucking eat shit and die.
I remember one time, and this was a minute ago, when I was working as a director of admissions. And everyone who knows me knows if I'm going on vacation, I'm going on vacation. And I remember saying like, oh, I'm putting in for this time. And the person was like, oh, you kind of just started, so they're not going to approve it. I'm like, oh, I'm not asking. Oh. I'm letting you know I'm not going to be here. Oh, because you don't have enough PTO. That's fine. I don't have to be paid for it. Oh, they don't. No, this is not it, babe. I'm like, I'm sorry that you've conformed to the idea that they can tell you.
I don't think people understand that piece.
Yes. But that's not how that works.
That's not it.
Here. I don't do that. You're not going to tell me when I can and cannot go.
I'm providing you a courtesy to let you know that if you need coverage, I will not be
get your fucking coverage.
Like, and don't get me wrong.
You're not about to
if you don't have that stain, don't do it, because you will be fired.
Yeah, you will get fired.
However, I know what I bring to the table, and don't get me wrong, this is not a generic statement. I know what I bring to the table per every job I'm in. If I know like, oh girl, they're gonna replace you in 5 seconds, then play your cards right. But for this specific scenario, I was like, yeah, no, ma'am. I'm leaving. I'm letting you know I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. And I know that this is what they told you to do, but that's not it for me.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. Fight me.
Not fight me.
Nah, I mean, and that's the thing is, even, again, corporate America, personal life, you know what's not it for you and when to leave and just, like, do your own thing. Because I put my job on notice. I let them know specifically, like, hey, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I need a pay raise. I need a title change because I'm doing extra work that was not assigned to me in the beginning. I'm doing so much more. Figure it out. If you don't figure it out within this specific time frame, I am getting a new job. I'm getting a new.
I am getting a new job.
I'm either getting a new job. I mean, I told them I'm getting a new role within the company, but I'm not staying in my position.
Yeah.
And I told them this is not it. And that's when I start to relax what I was doing as far as work-wise, because I'm like, I'm putting more out than I'm getting. And then recently I got a promotion because of, I mentioned it. Hey, we got a new director. I have a new manager. Guys, again, I'm letting you know, by the end of this year, I'm looking at other roles in this company. I don't want to stay here because you guys are not paying me enough, X, Y, and Z. And they they hit me back with all right, here it is. Here's the promotion. Here's the money. Boom. I think you have to communicate what your moments are. This is not it moments. And if you don't, then people won't understand you. And do you feel like it took you guys a lot of time to kind of recognize like what moments put you in those situations?
Yeah, because it was definitely when I was in sales that I felt like I didn't stand up for myself enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like one of those moments where it's like, okay, this is the last straw. Now I'm ready to turn up because you pushed me too far.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
And so I feel like when I started to turn up, and of course being a Black woman in corporate America, it's you're aggressive, you're the BITCH, you're this and you're that. And my counterpart, it's passion, and it's they're just so determined, and this is how they work. And I had to call people out. I remember one time standing up to my manager, and it was like a situation where it was like, oh, I already mentioned that I was going to do this. I was like leaving earlier for something, and it was for church. And, I already said this, and this was already approved, and blah, blah, blah. But someone else ended up leaving early that same day as well. And I guess they forgot. So when I tried to leave, they were like, oh, no, you can't go. And I was like, oh, no, yeah, like I am leaving. And I already got this approved and blah, blah, blah. And so I left. And then like the next day or so, whatever it was, they tried to be like, oh, you left and you didn't have permission. And I was like, no, I did. And this is who I spoke to. And then when they tried to refute it, like, oh, no, that was wrong. And I was like, that's not true. You can go back and check the cameras. Their response to me was like, I can label this as being insubordinate.
That's nuts.
I was like,
that sounds crazy as hell.
And one thing about me, and I know that I'm working on this, is if I feel attacked, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Like now forget being defensive. I'm on offense. I'm coming for you. So now I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, that would not be labeled as insubordinate. And I went as far as after the meeting, recapping the meeting, and that's not even my job to do that. But I was like, as per our meeting, I CC'd my HR person, CC'd one of the managers.
As per our meeting.
I was like, this is what happened. This is what you said. I disagreed. I asked you to check the cameras just to prove what I said is true, because that's how confident I am, and all these things and blah, blah, blah. And I remember the person I CC'd hit me up on the side like, bro, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm standing up for myself.
Yeah, you got
like,
to.
Y'all can do what y'all want to do.
Listen.
But what I'm not going to do is let someone try to tarnish my character. And anyone who knows corporate America knows that those things will follow you.
Everywhere.
Because it's going to be included in your review. Mm-hmm. They're going to try to bring it up here. When you try to interview for another job internally, they're going to bring it up. So I was like, no, I'm going to cover myself. Because I know this is what y'all used to, and everyone just folds. Not doing it.
Nah, I ain't folding.
Not doing it.
Fuck y'all, kill yourselves. I mean,
kill yourselves is crazy.
I'm sorry. It's one of those things like that happened to me when I worked at Google, and I when I tell people I worked at Google for a little bit, they be like, "Oh my God, you worked at Google." I'm like, I mean, it was cool, it was a vibe, but it was basically like high school. Like, you deal with people that have never worked in corporate America at Google, and anything that you do kind of corporate like, they're just like, they feel like it's an attack. And it's like, no. You're not about to have me in hour-long meetings talking about nothing where this could have been an email. And I tell people that straight up. And when I was there, I talked to my manager. I was like, yo, this could have been an email. Oh, hold on. No, it's good that we get face-to-face. And I'm like, it's great that we get face-to-face, but about this specific thing, it makes no sense. This is why. And I sent him an email about it. And he's like, okay, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, we'll look at that in the future. But I mean, we try to be very googly like as far as being googly in person. And I was like, oh, so y'all bitches here. Y'all bitches here. Okay. And again,
people conform though.
Yo, and I know I won't conform to bullshit that wastes my time. I will never conform, especially in corporate America. I will never conform to shit that wastes my time. And Google, like certain things that we did there, it was just like, yo, just send an email, my guy. Like, why are we meeting about this? I get it. You live down the street and you love staying here until 8 p.m. Not me. But that's the culture that they have at certain corporate locations where it's like, we're trying to get you to stay here forever and just work. And then you leave by 8 p.m. and then you're back here at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. type shit. No, thanks. And I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not that guy.
Balance, babe.
Yeah, I'm not the guy. I'm sorry. I'm not him. No thanks. Bye. But yeah, I mean, you have to speak up for yourself and say, yo, I mean, if you're securing yourself, I mean, again, I was working as a consultant in IT. I'm in IT, so it's like, it's easier for me to quickly acquire a job versus most other people. And I can be like, yeah, no, this not it. I'm getting the fuck out of here. No thanks.
That's also a factor.
Yeah.
When you know your job is not as prevalent as other jobs and you're like, dang, if I quit this, it's going to be a minute to get another one. Your not in moments are decreased significantly. You're going to have to take a lot of stuff. You don't have many not in moments professionally.
Yeah, and it does suck. There's been moments where I've been like out of a job for like, yeah, she over there quiet. But I mean, it's been moments where I've been out of a job for
drinking.
Like, yeah,
it's triggering.
Very
I've been out of a job for maybe the longest 2 weeks.
Wow. Ooh, shit. I don't. Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry
Can't relate.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, 2 months.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, that's a vacation. That's not out of a job.
So, I mean...
Kevin fucking around, quit on Monday, have a job on Friday. Like, I took an extra week off just cause.
I mean, sometimes...
That's literally what the 2 weeks was.
Yes, that's legit what the 2 weeks was. Yes.
That's literally what
Not
it is.
because he didn't find a job, but he's like, oh, let me take an extra week before I start.
I told them I had to give 2 weeks notice and I left that job immediately.
Yeah. I mean, fuck a 2 weeks. What's a 2 weeks notice? Let's be honest.
I don't give 2 weeks notices because if he was gonna fire me, I wouldn't even have enough notice. F you and your 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
Be thankful if I give you a day. Figure it the F out.
Word.
I'm out this bitch.
I try to tell people by Monday, like, yo, my last day's Friday. I'm out.
You give them enough time. Let me tell you, my last job, legit. I already had the date. They called me. I was hired. Already told me my start date was December 19th. Called out of work that Monday. Knowing damn well I got another job. That Tuesday, called out of work again. I'm sick. Cough. Wednesday, hit him with the effective immediately. Please take this.
I regret to inform you.
That's my
I regret to inform
Please
you.
and thank you. I'll be damned.
Because again, jobs don't have to respect your 2 weeks.
care.
They don't have to respect your 2 week notice. They could just be like, yo, bye.
And that's the thing. A lot of jobs, I feel like my job would have been petty. I would have gave the 2 weeks notice. It's like, oh yeah, you can leave now. No, I need this little extra 2 weeks in this check. And I'm going to sit there and I'm not even going to work for real in 2 weeks. I'm just here collecting money for real.
I'm here just collecting the funds. I'm here collecting.
I'll make sure everything's in order. So whoever takes these cases, you know, it's very organized for you. So you don't have to do too much work here. This is what's done. This is what needs to be completed moving forward. But
I feel like your not in moments for relationships are a lot more disrespectful.
You said what?
Your not in moments for relationships are a lot more disrespectful.
Yeah, that's not it. Like, yeah, when you're in a relationship, I feel like you'd be like, yeah, that's not it. All right, bye. And you just leave.
Me?
What?
Versus a job.
You think it's that many words?
I feel like
I don't think it's that many
give
words.
You give a lot.
Yeah, Nerlise is
If
like...
I give words, my not it.
What's your not it moment in relationships?
Like red flags. Like, oh, this effective immediately.
Yeah,
we're
effective
done.
immediately. We're
I mean,
Kibosh.
we briefly had this discussion earlier.
we did.
Not sticky poo. Choose something else.
We briefly had this discussion
Yeah,
earlier.
not sticky poo.
But I am very big on I don't share. I'm not vulnerable with much people. I don't let people in or know whatever it is that I'm going through. I pretty much, for the most part, kind of rock out with whatever I am going through. So if I am trusting you enough to be vulnerable and let you know whatever it is that I'm going through, and your response to what I'm going through may, in my eyes, feel like it's insensitive. I don't feel like there's even a conversation. What the hell am I? We are adults. There's nothing for me to discuss. I'm just gonna exit left respectfully. And in my head, it's already like, as you're sitting there saying whatever, like, yeah, I ain't, this ain't it. I ain't beat. Like, I'm good. Whether you realize it or not, that's your business. And then
whether you realize it or not.
And there's other times that I feel like I'll vocalize it. If I feel like it's necessary to vocalize it. But sometimes I don't even care enough to even give you that satisfaction. For what? It really depends on...
No closure for you, babe.
Yeah, it really depends on...
No closure for you, babe!
I guess the depth of the relationship, how long we've been really, I guess, getting to know each other, or whatever the dynamic of the relationship is. And if I feel as though the least I can do is give you an explanation of why this won't be what you thought it was. But a lot of times it's just like, yeah, I don't have the energy.
Ooh. She said, fuck you.
Like, I don't. And as the older I get, I feel like it gets worse.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact.
I don't have the energy to sit there and even, like,
that's why I just be
waste
chilling
on certain conversations. It's like...
I'd be like, okay.
It's like I can see where the conversation gonna go. It's like, do I really want to invest that much emotion in this for what?
No, low key, a part of me feels like if I have to explain myself too much, not it.
Not it.
Like, this is a bad game of tag, not it. And I'm not interested in the back and forth. Like, after a certain, like, oh, no, oh, this is what I meant. Okay, cool. If we have to keep revisiting this, it's not sitting well with me.
I feel like to a certain extent, in the beginning stage, you're getting to know the person. Mm-hmm. So to you, something that you may see as insignificant may be significant to the other person, and vice versa.
Yeah, I agree.
In the beginning stages. But I feel like once you've built something, you've now been to a certain level, those baby steps, those little baby things, we've moved past that.
Yep.
Now at this point, you're doing the same. Now you're playing with my face.
I understand that concept and I agree, but I think there's also some things that I'm just like, you either get it or you don't.
Agreed.
And I think that, like, for example, I remember I was getting to know this guy, and I am a very, very big person on religion, on church, on God, on belief, on faith, and all of those things. And so those are one of those things that I am not interested in teaching. And so it's like, you're either there or you're not. And if you're not there, I'm not judging you. You're just not for me. And so I remember some guy was like asking me like, oh, we had this already conversation about faith. He said he was into this faith, reads Bible, all that good stuff. Has a relationship with Christ. Because I'm not interested in someone who's just a churchgoer. You got to have a relationship. And so I remember getting to the point like, oh yeah, like, I'm in transition. I'm looking for a different church, all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I found a church that I really like. I'm interested in becoming a member and all that stuff. But I wasn't a member yet. And I remember him saying after he had already disclosed that he goes to a church and this is what they do and all that stuff. Like, oh yeah, I create this and this for the church. So it sounded like he was active. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I remember after I expressed, what my situation, he's like, oh, what church is it? And I expressed, oh, and I remember the conversation basically became like, oh, are you going to invite me? And I was like, what? He's like, oh, like, are you going to invite me to church with you? I was like, no, are you going to invite me to your church? I was like, well, it's not my church. It's a church that I really like that I'm thinking about becoming a member of. Oh, yeah, okay. Like, he's like, okay, like, so are you going to invite me to the church that you like? And I was like, well, if you want to go there and try it out, then you can go there. He's like, no, like, I want to go with, I was like, listen, your faith is not about to be dependent on if I invited you or not. Yeah. If you want to go to that church, go and explore. And if it's a good fit for you,
but
go.
I think it was more so like
a cutesy. It was trying to be a cutesy.
It was
we
more
can go to church together.
Yes, I feel like that's what it was. Just like
no.
It was just like an extension. Like, hey, I know that's what you're into. You're trying to get a feel for it. Like, hey, like, I'd like to maybe be a part
kill
of
yourself.
This.
What? No. You want to be what? And that's the problem where you're leading to. You want to be a part of a process of me picking what church fits for me?
Yeah.
Then no.
Why not? Maybe he saw a future.
Because when we get to heaven, then I'm like, oh yeah,
the two partners come up. Y'all went to church together, right?
I understand.
No,
but
there's no
maybe I feel like he
plus
just
one.
he just wanted
There's
to be
no
included
plus
in the
one.
process, or wanted
No.
to feel like
That's a
if
personal
you're sharing,
thing.
if I'm sharing, like, hey, I'm interested in this church or whatever.
So
like,
you
let's
taking
just
people on
say-
job interviews with you?
Oh shit.
That's okay.
Oh,
We're not going
shit.
to compare church to job interviews.
But if I'm looking for something that's right for me, and I'm expressing
Yes, and
that,
it's not like
that's what I'm
telling
doing.
you that I'm not telling you that your opinion will sway me left or right, but maybe he just wanted to be included. Like, hey, I'm checking out this church.
No. But his response
come
was,
with me?
"Oh, I want to see if it works for me too."
Okay, then that's something different. You didn't say that.
I didn't want to disclose everything.
So that's
Okay, so that's something totally different. You
so
didn't say
this
that.
is
No.
that's your this is not it.
This is not it.
I'm
But
saying
what
if it's
saying
a man that I feel like we're dating, I'm sharing my faith with you, and I'm telling you like I'm at the point where I feel like I can communicate with you what's going on, and I'm telling you like, hey, I'm in the transition of trying to find another church home, and I found this place. I'm really feeling it, whatever. For me, if I'm really feeling it, or I feel like I'm gonna hey. If you're not doing something,
you want to make her
would
feel
you,
part
like,
of it.
Yeah, I feel like if we're dating with intention and the goal is to see where it can go, I don't want you to ever feel like you're not included in it. Now, granted, am I saying that you could go there and be like, oh yeah, I'm not feeling this. I'm like, oh yeah, well, I'm not feeling it neither. If I felt it and you didn't, well, okay, I'm not telling you to say. I just wanted you to, come along with me as
maybe
I
with my
explored this
man.
option.
I've done that with someone who I was like in a relationship.
You wasn't
with.
interested in the man, and you
That's
was just
not
looking
true.
for.
That's
you
not
was just
true.
looking for a way out.
That's not true.
You
but
was just looking for a way out. Stop lying.
It was great.
Stop
But
fucking
that
lying.
turned me off because if I'm in a relationship and I feel like a missionary, that's not it.
I feel like a missionary. Hey, yo.
Yeah, no, I don't want to feel like a missionary. I don't want to feel like, oh yeah, I have to lead you to Christ. That's not it. And that's not judging you. That's just not what I want in a partner. Where I feel like I'm leading you. No. If I have to lead you in any way in terms of those aspects, not it.
Okay.
No missionary work.
So, okay. He said no mission. So, so that was your not it moment where you're just like leading a man to just be with you essentially. To Christ. I mean,
he had a relationship.
he had a question. He was questioning
He
it.
was just saying
He wanted to do it with
to
you.
explore other options. I feel like honestly,
No, and
he may not have vocalized it well, but I feel like it was just a way of like, oh hey, let me just inject myself in this to kind of like.
If you want to explore the options, then your route should have been like, oh, you sound really passionate about this church. Can you send me the information? I'd love to try it out. Cool.
I don't think
but for you to be like, but for you to tell me, oh, so you're not gonna invite me with you?
I don't think he was genuinely interested in going to the church. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I feel like it was just
and
like
that's even more annoying.
it was just a way of like,
don't use Jesus to get to me.
It was just like a way of like, oh hey, I'd like to experience this with you. Like, oh, you
And that's the
want to
thing.
invite
Like
me.
sometimes people just want to experience things with you just to see if they like are actually feeling it. Like, hey, I'm here.
I want to experience church with you to see if I'm actually feeling it.
I mean, sometimes it be that way. Some
then that's not it.
Sometimes people grow out of church.
Not it.
Okay. Ooh. I mean, so you've explained your that is not it moments for your personal and your work life.
Right.
Nerlise, what you got?
We didn't cover all this already. No.
I mean, not on a mic.
I have discussed it all.
Oh, my bad.
It's been discussed.
Okay, my bad, boss. My bad, boss. Do you feel that it took you a long time to recognize that you should have let something go instead of continuing keeping it going?
No. Yeah,
But I think before for me, I did. It took me a long time. But that was because I was like infatuated with people. Or like infatuated with a job.
Ever since I was young, y'all know me. I tell people this all the time. I pretty much, the people that's known me all my life, I've pretty much been consistent in who I am. Granted, I've grown in certain things. There's certain things that I won't do. Obviously, you mature. But I'm pretty much consistent. Y'all know me. I was the friend that had all these jobs. I quit this job, get the next one. I know my worth. You're not about to talk to me like you crazy. Same thing with
like
these,
you crazy.
Like these men. Don't ever for a second think that you can't be replaced, baby. Don't do it. So yeah, no, I'm sorry. That wasn't my struggle in life.
Okay.
I think now that I'm older, I have more like this is not it moments. But when I was younger, especially when it comes to relationships, I was very much so like, but I love him. Like, you know what I mean?
But I love him.
And I feel like I was willing to put up with a lot more and stick around. And I think
It was only my first one, and I learned from
the
that.
problem, not the problem, where the difference is I've always had once I feel like you're playing in my face, and I have to decide if I like you more than I like me, that's when I'm always going to choose me. But I come to those moments a lot quicker as an adult than I did when I was younger.
Okay.
Like, I remember dating someone in college, and it was for, like, we were on and off, like, maybe let's say my junior year of college all the way up until like maybe 3 years ago, right? On and off. So there's people that come and go in between him or whatever. But it literally took me until the last moment, so like 3 years ago, where I'm like, you know what? You can keep saying all these nice things and doing all these nice things.
Okay.
But I like me way more than I like you. And you're stressing me more than you're like bringing me peace. So
You
this
stress
is
me
not
the
it.
fuck out, bitch.
This can't possibly be what's left.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, nah, I'm good. And again, when these people come back around, I don't have nothing for you, Poppy. I don't have nothing for you. And they always come back around.
And what was your little Spanish?
The guy wasn't Spanish, but I felt the need to do that. I did.
He wasn't Spanish, but
He was black.
Okay.
But yeah, no. I think my only lesson with that was my first. Again, the person knows who they are. If they hear it, they hear it. I don't need to say no.
You already mentioned him. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
No, I never mentioned his name. Absolutely did not. I won't do that. But
In the
my
last-
first ex,
In the last one.
No, I didn't. Never mentioned his name. I do not mention names. But
Okay.
my first ever ex. But even with him, it was just like, oh, you want to play? Like, I can't find nobody else. All right, bet. I'm gonna go find somebody else. Then he'd come back, but all right, let's try it again and give him a chance. Like, oh, you want to fuck up? Oh, let me find somebody else.
That's fine.
Yes.
Let me try something else.
Nah, I need these men to know that don't ever for a second think that you can't be. Don't treat me however you want to.
I mean, for me, I feel like it. And y'all know this. It takes me a minute to recognize red flags.
Oh yes, we do.
Kevin is a lover boy when he's in it. That's the problem.
Yes, we do, and this is why you have us here.
He don't be utilizing us at the last minute though.
No, yeah,
I mean,
nah.
speak for yourself. I meet them beforehand for the most part, but I feel like a lot of conversations that he has with them in private, he does not share them with me till after the fact. And it'd be one of those like, my nigga, why didn't you tell me this before? I could have just saved you all the hassle, saved us the hassle.
Saved us the hassle. Saved us the hassle of being.
Like what, Kevin?
Niggas don't approve pictures.
Yeah, like people don't ask people like, oh, is this a good picture I'm about to post it anymore?
No.
This is not it.
All right, whatever.
Exactly.
Make your own.
I'm gonna block you.
Okay.
I'm
But yeah, I
recording
mean,
this.
it's one of those things where you hope for the best and you just kind
As far
of
as what?
you just kind of just
The red flags?
yeah.
Well,
You hope for the best with the red flags.
Turn green?
This might be a problem.
Maybe you're the problem.
Maybe you're the problem. And this is why I keep to myself because and
He always ends it with that, and this is why I stay home on my couch and I watch that.
I keep to my fucking self.
No,
because
it's not that. You just need to sit there and allow the friends that God gave you to be able to interject in certain situations, early stages. For me, as I got older, I realized there's a lot of things I could have alleviated, a lot of relationships I could have alleviated, had I just allowed them to meet my friends prior to committing to anything.
I mean,
Because a lot of times, you may be, if it's a female, stigmatized depending on what you're doing, or a guy, you may be.
Is that whipped?
Yes.
they
Yes. And, you got these rose-colored glasses on, and you're just like, this person could do no wrong. And it's just like, again, somebody else with fresh eyes is looking at it like, bro, how didn't you notice this?
Yeah.
Like, bro, did you notice, like, did you peep this? And maybe sometimes you need somebody to open your eyes to some things that you may not have been, not even aware. You just chose to brush under the rug for the sake of whatever you were looking for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, for me, I be just happy. I be happy when people like me. I'm like, ooh, cool. She likes me.
Not at.
She like me. I'll tell my friends later. And that's where it fucks me fucks me later. But I got to tell my friends earlier. So because you can't always establish that this is not it moments. You need your friends to establish those moments for you sometimes.
Sometimes you do. That's facts.
Sometimes you need your friends to establish those specific moments for you because you just be blinded by your happiness. And yeah.
Wow, it's really all original.
Yeah. Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
God, it be your friends. I'm
Hey,
confused.
yo.
What did y'all what?
Hey, yo.
It really says no, y'all.
I mean, sometimes you just, you got to rely on your friends to check you on those other points. Because
hold you accountable.
Yeah, sometimes people don't really want you. They like the idea of being with you because of what comfort you bring for them.
Really
some people like the fantasy of you, but not the reality of you.
The idea.
Come on.
And then when they actually get you, they like, oh my God, this is amazing. Hold on, I need somebody to fuck my shit up.
What?
How did we get here?
For real?
Fuck my shit. When I say fuck my shit up, fuck my happiness up. Because I was happy with this person, but now that I experienced all this happiness is too much. This is not normal.
This is not normal.
This is not normal. Why am I experiencing this happiness? And then kind of
that's self-sabotage.
Yeah, people love to self-sabotage all the fucking time, and you just let them. You let them do what they got to do, but you leave it in God's hand at the end of the day.
You love that little line, honey.
I mean, what? Yeah, I mean, but you do. You just gotta leave it in God's hand. He got it. No?
Does he not? If you give it over to him to allow him to have it.
Yeah, he be having it. He be having it sometimes. So as we come to the end of this episode, your this is not moment. What do you guys want to leave people with in regards to educating themselves on this is not it? This moment for themselves, like how to better themselves for their this is not it moment.
I feel like overall, once you know your worth, you'll know what you should tolerate or what you shouldn't.
Yeah, and that's on both aspects, both personally and professionally. I think that it's also important, like she said, once you know your worth, but to be honest with yourself about what that is. You can't, and again, this is no shade to anyone, but you can't be on the bottom of the totem pole and acting like the CEO and being like, y'all can't. Yes, we can replace you, babe. Your job is not.
Y'all can't replace me. Yes,
Yes, we can. And then the same with relationships. If you're not bringing much to the table, he's never gonna get better than me. He's actually gonna find so much better than you.
But that's crazy thing. People be like, oh, he's not gonna find better. Listen, people always find better. Especially if they were treated like shit.
Yeah.
If they were treated like shit, trust and believe they're going to find somebody that's going to appreciate everything they bring to the table and more. And then but it's, again, you have to be open-minded to it. A lot of people are not open-minded to it, and they're just like, you know what, I'm just going to chill right now. Prime example is me, because I don't care right now. I'm dead serious. I don't care right now. I've seen a lot of great people come into my space, and I know they're great, but at the same time, I'm not. My love life is not in my hands anymore. It's in my friend's hands. So
my friend's hands. Wow.
So at this point, if it can't go that far, then it's dead to me. So yeah, it's sometimes you just. Again, leave it in God's hands, or you leave it in your friend's hands, and you just keep it.
And also for this is not it moments, stand 10 toes.
Stand on your shit.
Don't. Oh, this is not it, and but maybe if it's not it, it's not it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't second guess that, because most of the time you end up disappointed, you end up with regret. Stand 10 toes in that.
I mean, I feel like people are afraid to disappoint others. That's why they don't stand on it.
I think people are afraid of what if, and am I gonna miss out, and all those things, and that comes from an insecurity. That comes from different things that you probably need to seek therapy for, honestly.
So those what if moments.
Yeah, because I feel like in that relationship where I stayed much longer than I should have, it was like, oh, am I gonna get better than this? Oh, but like, what about the good things that he's done, or all of those
Oh
things?
shit! What about the good things he's done? It's
Yeah, like, am
know
I being too harsh? Are my expectations too high? Like, nah.
you start weighing everything
Yeah.
around. Damn.
So when
yeah.
you get in that this is not it moment, when you come to that realization, stand 10 toes. Like, stick by it. Because hard moments it's not going to be like, oh, this is not it. And then all this triumphant things came after. Nah, sometimes it's pretty lonely and it's by yourself.
Yeah.
But you have to be confident in the fact, like, nah, that was not for me.
It takes people a lot of time to get to that moment.
It takes support.
And it takes, you have to have the right people around you.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't have the right people around you, like correcting your shit, like, bro, like you're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. Get out of this. Thank you. And you learn from one or two situations and then you move forward. I mean, then you're good. If you don't learn from those situations and push forward, you're a dumbass. I think you're a dumbass. No? If you don't learn.
That's such a harsh word.
Okay,
You might not be the brightest bulb in the bunch.
Especially when you have your friends involved afterwards.
You can have good friends around you, but because it's not what you want to hear, you're not receptive to hearing it.
Okay.
But that also makes you a dummy.
I feel like I've been in situations where, for me, I feel like any friend that I have, ultimately, I look for your best interest at heart. It's never on some, it's never on no type of jealousy. It's never on some type of envy or nothing like that. It's simply off the strength that I want nothing but the best for you, like I would want for myself. But I also know in situations that if it's not what you want to hear, it doesn't matter what I say to you, you won't receive it because it's not what you want to hear. So that comes down to something that you have to reflect on yourself as well and say, like, hey, this person, like, what does this person gain from telling me this? Does this person genuinely care about me? Are they really genuinely telling me this because they have my best interest at heart? It comes down to self-reflection. For me, the people that I call friends that I have in my life, if you tell me like, hey, I noticed X, Y, and Z, my first response is like, okay, let me look at this myself. Let me look at this from a different lens because it's obviously something that I didn't see. I'm not getting defensive. I'm not, thinking that it's something other than what it is. But you have to get to the point where you self-reflect and say like, hey, this person around me is telling me this. Maybe it's something I should look into.
Especially when it's Kevin saying it.
Jesus, please.
No? Okay. I mean.
Spare me.
Yes?
Spare me.
I feel like y'all tell me shit last minute.
Who is y'all?
People in general, yeah.
Anyways, Kevin, that sounds like a you problem.
Y'all don't tell me shit until y'all like.
Yeah.
6 years later.
Who is 6 years?
And then it'd be like, oh shit, yeah, here's my friend Kevin.
Who is y'all?
And then it'd be like, oh, that's crazy. And I'd be like, oh, that is nuts.
Say it with your chest, bro.
That's nuts. All right, y'all got it. Be blessed. God got you. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, since we're at the end of this episode, don't forget to what's I don't remember my outro. I apologize because I can't pull it up fast enough. But this is for this episode. You guys can find me on all social media platforms at Random by Kev, and my website at randombykev.com. Don't forget to check in, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.